Things to consider are that the SESD, the depression scale, is a self-report measure. It's not as concrete or reliable as a clinical interview because you're asking people to rate for themselves their depressive symptomatology. It's also important to consider that this is a cross-sectional study, so you cannot infer causality. You can't say that having a discrepancy between your future intentions and future likelihood causes depression. It could be that having depression causes you to think that it's unlikely you'll achieve gender equality. All you can say is that they're related. In the future, it would be important and interesting to do a longitudinal study because it's possible that the participants in this study have already been negatively influenced by gender role biases. So starting before adolescence, as early as you can, and seeing how intentions for gender equality and feelings of likelihood of achieving that change throughout the developmental cycle. It's also important to consider that my sample population was college students, so many students, or all of the students in this sample have taken the first step toward a career, whereas that's not necessarily the case for some people who don't choose to pursue a college education. So the people in this sample have already started to set themselves up for achieving more gender equality in the future. So it would be interesting to study other kinds of people who, and if I were to do this again. And it's also important to kind of think about the fact that we need to provide education about gender roles and self-esteem, because helping people understand where their contingencies of self-worth lie and how they're judging themselves is important to help improve mental health outcomes.